Breaking news here on HQ and a surprising development. Army quarterback Bryson Daily will be inactive for today's game against Air Force. He's out with an undisclosed injury or illness. Daily has been a star for unbeaten Army, leading the nation with 19 rushing touchdowns. So Dwayne Coleman will start in his place when Army and Air Force clash at noon. That game is on CBS. Damian, I'll come to you first of just how big of a hit is this for Army, especially how it affects their run game.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, Bryson Daily has been kind of the unsung hero in college football. I mean, when you look at the way he's played, he's the reason why this Army team is undefeated and they're as good as they are right now. I mean, he leads the team in rushing. He's at over 900 rushing yards, 17 touchdowns. He's fourth in the country in total QBR, and he's got 0 turnovers on the season. So when you look at a guy that's that efficient, that plays that well, that high level of football, doesn't turn the ball over, and then you're missing him, that's going to be a huge loss for this Army offense.
Danny, your reaction to this?
This is huge for all the reasons Damian said, especially in the offense that they run.
Right.
It's so quarterback dependent on making the right decisions in that option. When they get there, you're always, putting in the belly of the back, and you're trying to read those ends and see who's crashing, and whether you keep it, whether you pitch it, whether you throw it. And this is probably one of those losses. The good news, I guess, for Army is you're playing against Air Force, who's 1-6. You were a 3-touchdown favorite. So, I think they'll be okay. And I was actually, the one thing I was trying to look at was to see the odds movement. How much did the odds
Did they
move?
shift a little bit?
I'm trying to find it right now. But this is I think it's
you keep working over this.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. James, your thoughts on this?
Danny hit it right on the head. I was gonna say, Air Force is a 1-6 football team. They struggle to stop the run. They gave up 200 yards plus rushing to Colorado State. Army's a much better team running the football. I know a lot of that is with Bryson Daily. But I believe their backup quarterback, Coleman, he'll step in. They'll get them comfortable.
Okay.
When you run the football as much as they do, they can lean into their running backs and everybody else.
What can we expect from him then?
I mean, I expect him using the same way as Bryson Daily.
Okay.
When you use this type of system, you can't just completely avoid your quarterback running the football. There'll be QB leads, there'll be QB options. I believe they'll trust their backup quarterback.
James, talk about how important it is for, the running backs and the fullbacks and the guys who are going to be a part of these options. Talk about how important it is to get those extra reps in practice with your backup. That way you make sure your ball handling is crisp, it's clean, and you're not putting the ball on the ground.
It's huge when you're running the option offense. Got to make sure you're not pulling the football, the quarterback, make sure you're sticking in the running back's belly. And you have to be on the same page. When the defensive end crashes, then the quarterback's holding the football. Running back, you can't pull it. So I don't know how many reps Coleman has got throughout the week during practice, or whether they're doing it in the hotel the night before the game.
That's what we used to do. That's what we used to do.
Trust me, they'll be doing that walkthrough, and they'll spend a little bit more.
They're probably doing it in the locker room right now.
Right.
Have to
Jordan's here. I was wondering about the point spread. It was 22.5. It's all the way down to 18.5. So it was a 4-point swing, which is a big move.
It is,
and clearly it will have an impact on this team. Again, at some point, I think there might be value on Army because Air Force is struggling so much. And I do think this is the type of program where there's a lot of players. You don't really have 5-star guys that are going to Army. So I don't think the drop-off in physicality will be that much different, or the type of playmaker. It's all about the decision-making. And as long as the backup makes the right decisions, I think Army will be fine.
All right, so we will see Dwayne Coleman in his place as he will start for Army today as they take Air Force later on at noon. That game on CBS.